Today we're going to be cooking up some fillets that are not going to break the bank, and we're making a really tasty little pan gravy with it. This is something you can do at home for cheap. This is Now We're Cooking. So as I'm prepping some things here, garlic, as you can see more specifically, I'm just going to let you guys know what we're doing exactly today. We're taking some fillets that we got from just a regular grocery store. Fillets are that kind of steak that I think you can make when you buy them cheaply, and it's not as big of a deal because the meat is so tender. I wouldn't usually buy a ribeye anymore just anywhere, but I think fillets, you can get away with this. So that garlic is going to be for these steaks, butter bath later. These green onions are for some smashed red potatoes we're going to do. This parsley is for a little bit of garnish. Here we're quartering some potatoes that we're going to boil in just a few minutes. Here we're going to prep some asparagus that we're going to roast in the oven and get them hopefully pretty crispy. What we're doing here is we're adding some fresh olive oil, some coarse sea salt, and fresh ground black pepper, and that's it. Just giving it a good toss. And then you're going to want to find a nice flat baking sheet and just spread them out nice and evenly on that. You're going to want to put these in the oven after the steak comes out to sear at about 450 degrees until they look nice and crispy. Now here, we're putting some nice sunflower oil in a pan and a cast iron pan. The same one we'll be searing these steaks in later. And we're going to put these down face side. We've already salted these steaks with the dry brine method, which is basically salting them generously overnight and letting them sit and then taking them out. Here we've got the oven preheated at 225, and this is where they'll stay for about 45 minutes. This would now be a good time to get those potatoes going. So about 5 minutes or so before you're going to take your steaks out, and remember you want those coming out at an internal temperature around 120 to 125 degrees, depending on your preference. We're going to hit these potatoes with some salt, some garlic powder, and some fresh ground black pepper. We're going to smash them up real good, and we're going to put some of those green onions we chopped up earlier in here as well. Keep in mind, try to stay away from the milk if you can. If you need them a little creamier, use more butter. I know it's typical to use milk, but butter is better. Yes, the sizzle. Remember, we're getting this pan nice and hot before we sear these, and then it's time for some butter bathing. Butter bathing, please. About a quarter stick to a half stick of butter. Again, you're not using all the butter when you bathe. You're just bathing it in it. So there'll be some left over. We're going to put that garlic we had right in the butter, and we're just going to spoon our delicious golden butter all over these steaks. As I've mentioned before in previous videos, don't burn your butter. We're looking for a nice golden brown butter. So regulate your heat a little bit if you need to make sure you're not burning anything. Give them a nice flip. Repeat this process and try not to salivate all over yourself. So what we're going to be doing next is making some pan gravy. We're going to deglaze this pan with some beef broth. We're going to add some flour because most people have flour in their kitchens. Heavy whipping cream is probably better, but if you don't have it, flour will work. And you're going to add this and a little bit more beef stock if you need, as needed, to thicken this up. And then pour it right on top of these steaks. It looks kind of interesting, but that's the way pan gravy is. But I tell you what, it tastes really good. Thank you guys so much for stopping by the channel today. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you give it a try. Let me know in the comments below if you do. We'll see you on the next one.